is the water tower of Asia. This means the Tibetan Plateau acts as a giant reservoir, a source of fresh water for the entire Asian continent. Often called the third pole because it holds the largest volume of frozen water outside the Arctic and Antarctic, Tibet's high-altitude glaciers, snowfields and lakes feed some of Asia's greatest rivers. But today, these rivers and the people who live beside them are under threat. 1. Yarlung Tsangpo, the Brahmaputra bow, born beneath Mount Kailash in Tibet. It flows from Tibet, India, Bangladesh, but China builds dams to strangle its flow, turning sacred water into a weapon. They call it progress. We call it destruction. 2. Jalmung Gulchu, the Salween rising from the Tanggula Mountains in Tibet. It journeys Tibet, Myanmar, Thailand, feeding forests, fields and lives. But now the Chinese regime seeks to choke it with dams to silence a river that once roared free. 3. Zakhu, the Mekong. Born in Tibet's high snows, this river flows through China, Laos, Thailand, Cambodia and Vietnam. It is the lifeline of Southeast Asia, feeding millions, connecting cultures, sustaining civilizations, yet its flow grows weaker each year because upstream in occupied Tibet, China has seized control of its pulse. 4. Drichu, the Yangtze. From the Tibetan Plateau, it becomes Asia's longest river, flowing over 6,000 kilometers to the East China Sea. 5. Machu, the Yellow River. From the Bayanhar Mountains of Tibet, it begins the so-called Mother River of China. But this mother is Tibetan by birth. Since around 2000, China has built or planned 193 hydropower dams across Tibet, including the world's largest dam on the Yarlung Tsangpo, known downstream as the Brahmaputra. At first, it sounds like progress, clean energy, economic growth, development. But behind the headlines lies a story of danger, displacement, and deep injustice. Mass displacement. More than 140,000 Tibetans have already been uprooted from their ancestral homes. This is not just about power generation, it is about power and control. Control of water, control of land, and control of people. Beyond the environmental risks, there is a human story. Tibetan communities who have lived along these rivers for centuries are being relocated or silenced. There is no transparency, no consultation, no freedom to protest, because a river should flow, not just through the mountains, but through the hearts and hopes of all who depend on it.